India that is evolving rapidly. With this change comes a wealth of opportunities and a growing desire to live our dreams. As parents, educators, and mentors, it is our privilege and responsibility to guide and support our children as they journey towards these aspirations.
I really asked myself, I think it's a new chapter for us in Amber Valley. It's a transformational journey where we believe that sports is just not a part of a curriculum or an addition into Amber Valley, but it's going to help me create leaders. Why Sports Association in Amber Valley? Because it actually trains a mind to live their life.
This is what we used to hear from them. Last some time back, Ashwara man was saying that what has changed? This proverb has changed. Now nobody says padhoge, likhoge, banoge nawab and kheloge, kudoge, hoge kharab. Now we all see what life is being led by Virat Kohli or a Neeraj Chopra, Thakur, or anybody for that matter.
So, since I started with a question, see, sports is also about learning to respect a rule and to play within rules. That's what sports teaches people.
Also, so he always wanted to be a footballer. So how Amber Valley can help us or help him to be a footballer? He wanted to play for FIFA. So it's a very big dream. So we talk about the same language what you just mentioned about, the parents. No, it's not possible. It's like very difficult and all sort of stuff. But how Amber Valley can take this?
When it comes to football specifically, sir, because you addressed to me that, I think we have a good sized football court which can be played on tournaments. It's not like we're cutting off the measurements. It's not 5 on a side. No. The complete football court where a normal tournament can happen has been tested and told to us by the MBFC team itself. So in terms of infrastructure, we do have it. Coming up to Amber Valley helping, see, I am also here to address about Chikmagalur. When you come to Chikmagalur, there's going to be 2 months of rain. That means you can't use, football happens in the rain. It's going to take some time for us to train your children and say they can be there putting up the rain or the wind and still play there, because that's when he's going to become a FIFA champion. He's not going to become a FIFA champion if he's going to just do in a normal weather. He has to take the heat, he has to take the rain. And all that hardship is something that we do at
Amber Valley and MBFC is coming together. Why? The question is why they're coming together. We felt a very big gap. The gap is when we say residential schools or a residential program, it's residential, but school is different. So schooling goes to somewhere else. We have seen, we all parents know, there is a club, there is a school, 2 different entities. A kid needs to manage both the balances, whether it's in home or in residential program. So first time, with help of Aishwarya, with all principals, sir, we're trying to build a curriculum which is win-win, which is much balanced. A core technical football curriculum as well as an educational curriculum all built together. Now, when it comes to, do we have a roadmap for a football curriculum? The answer is yes. We have a roadmap that starting from a grassroots to a national team, how we can progress. So there is
too good. Now, how do we balance it? Our dream is to become a shooter, to represent India in Olympics. Academics is our job. That we will take care. Like how she said that we don't ask a parent, your beta nahi pad raha hai. We take care of it. So you can trust in that. And we have produced very good result. Our school subject average is 80 and above.
We want thinkers, problem solvers, and sportsmen in Amber Valley who will build careers for not just themselves, for people around. You'll probably see that soon. In the next flyer of mine for admission, if you want to be an engineer or a doctor, maybe Amber Valley is not the space, because most of them are working for someone else. We want to create job creators and not job workers in our institution. And I think India needs
as parents is how do we balance this, as we go closer to grade 10, which sort of becomes make or break, and they are also in the age where sports is also make or break. So how do we make sure we are neither here nor there? And how do we ensure that because his passion is football and he wants to be a football player, how do we make sure that happens And if that doesn't happen, like, is there a backup? Like, how are you thinking about this?
Continuity in a management who runs courses like this, who will bring innovation to your doorsteps and say you can be associated with us as educational partners, not just from the age of 3 or 5 or 10 or even 15 that you're holding to, but even till the age of 21 is what we want.
I just like to add, because as a parent, I can fully understand your concerns, because I think right now you're looking at some kind of surety. Because if your son is a football player and he's unable to reach that, at the helm of a national team, then we might be discussing over here that he can become a sports commentator or a sports photographer. But maybe just like Lloyd, since football was in his, DNA, kind of, he left quiz and then he went back to sports, soccer itself. No other things. So I can just give you some example, because this particular school is a residential school where we do the academics as well as the football. I'm talking from the point of view of totally football academy, where we send the children to the proper school, they do the schooling there, and come back and learn football with us. But what happens? Suppose we take 20 boys under 14, 20 boys under 16, and they are there for the next 4 years with us, and every 2 years that the team gets graduated, and they went on to play in various clubs team, Mohan Bagan here, there, everywhere. But what we do, it's thought that people who have got selected from across the India, selection process, all of them do not survive for the 4 years, because as a coaches, as a support team staff, we have to weed out the people who are not up to the mark. Then what happens with them? Because again, their parents, they feel the same. Because suppose he is not up to the mark, or goalkeeper can be 2 in one batch, maybe 3, can't be 4, 5. So what happens to them? We just can't them. There is a process called weeding out, but we just can't throw them out. And since soccer is part of their DNA, so we provide them the training in coaching, refereeing. So there are different levels which is available within the country through Football Association and all. So if somebody is so particular like lad about the soccer part, then these things can also be suggested and can be done. This is not rocket science, and people can understand. So as a guardian, you can rest assured that once he is there, area of interest is the most important aspect. If he loves, eats, plays, sleep, whatever is only football, then there are so many things associated with football itself, not necessarily sports management.
Especially grateful for your presence here today, and it reflects your commitment to nurturing young talent and shaping a brighter future for our children. It has been an absolute honor to have you with us today.